Hey there, part-timers. Once again, it's Anton from Anton Bay. Thank you guys for stopping by the collection room. Today we're taking a look at some more Guardians as we're plunging our way through the whole series, page by page. As far as any YouTube updates or anything like that, I have not really heard. I haven't heard from them. I certainly haven't been struck with anything. So I'm assuming probably everything's all right at the moment. I guess we'll figure that out later if they demand ID or AI compliance or something like that. But until then, I guess we'll just proceed on. And we'll proceed on with Guardians of the Galaxy, Season of the Celestial. One of my least favorites of the giant godlike beings in the Marvel Universe. And of course, anytime you've got the Celestial, you're dealing with usually Galactus, or in this case, the Hawk God. We've got Mephisto. Eternity is here. The Living Tribunal. The Beyonder. You start dealing with the big mega power players of the Marvel Universe. And I'm not wild about any of them. Anytime your story gets that big and that's that grand, it's really time to pull it back. You've gone too large, too big a scale, too much. And I mean, that's just my opinion, but that is something I did remember about the Guardians of the Galaxy series, is when you were dealing with a little bit more localized issues, I think storytelling was a little bit more enjoyable. Once the plot gets too big and your characters get too big and you basically just start dealing with God versus God and all that stuff, it starts to get very disconnected, I think, from the reader. It's just less interesting to follow, and maybe that's just me, but that was my take on this. The one above all, yeah. See, now we've had to take another step and go even bigger than the basic gods that we have in the Marvel Universe, and it's just, I don't know, it's silly. It's once you start writing yourself that direction, how do you get out of it? Once you start incorporating these massive godlike characters, you start putting yourself in a box as to how do we deal with them, and then you really need to draw back, and that can be difficult to write yourself out of. And that's certainly what I think Guardians kind of ran into with this story arc. It's been many years since I read it. It's hard for me to remember exactly everything that's going on. But I remember you're getting to the point of this story is so OP that even your alpha class mega strong characters are so outgunned that your heroes have no stake in anything anymore. And it kind of boils it down into a fight that doesn't matter to you. And that's definitely where this story went, in my opinion. I just remember it getting clear out of hand. Now, that said, that doesn't mean it was terribly written or anything like that, but you did have problems when you write yourself this big. Other than that, of course, the art in this book is always good. There's only one issue, which I pointed out several videos ago, that was actually terrible artwork. Everything else has been fantastic. And just well done colors, well done characters. My favorite, Alita, her hair's enormous. The Hawk God, of course, he's tied in with Starhawk, the one who knows, all that good stuff. But it is nice, and you know, you expect a little bit more weight class cosmic entities when you're dealing with a book like the Guardians of the Galaxy's 31st Century. But still, you need to back it off and tone it down a little bit. You know something cool? I owned this poster for years. This was on my wall, glowed in the dark. All the energy effects glowed in the dark. Coolest poster ever. Cost me like $6, I think it was. $4.99 plus $2.99, $1 shipping and handling for each. So yeah, I think it was like $7 or $8. Plus I had to have 5 UPCs off of Chef Boyardee stuff. Honestly, that was the hard part, was getting my mother to buy me Chef Boyardee stuff. Had to really twist an arm to get that done. We were poor. We didn't buy Chef Boyardee brand stuff. We would get store brand or anything like that. So she went out on a limb and got that for me, and I appreciated it greatly. And I was able to get that poster, and I had that poster on my wall for years. So Guardians number 51. Looks like we're toning down everything just a little bit. And that's what we needed. After that story, we needed to get back on a smaller scale. We need to get some planet. We needed some bad guys that we can actually fight instead of philosophize with. We needed some human stakes in the game instead of just all this cosmic entity stuff. And we do that. We follow immediately back up. Oh, Charlie's been arrested. That's not good. Oh, and this guy. Holy crap. I forgot all about Torque. He just looks like this awesome version of Slash from another galaxy. But no, it does our whole book, our whole movement, our whole everything about this book. It does us a lot of good to downsize the plot just a little bit into something characters of our heroes can actually manage. This is weird. He has to keep himself covered or he deteriorates. Because his body is so old that it'll just rot away. Ugh. Okay, he must be running a symbiote. That's crazy. Yeah, love that poster. Couldn't believe how long I had it. And this book always gives us big full pages, which I always appreciate, along with their great art. Issue 52. We got to get Charlie out of jail. Remember when he went in there, I can't remember exactly what for. There we go. We got Nikki in her jammies with her weird bunny slippers. Quality storytelling. The new Alita costume I liked quite a bit, but it was not to me as good as the old one. The old one is so much better. And it looks like this book may have just a slight wrinkle of water damage on the outside. I'm feeling as I turn through the pages. That's a beautiful panel with no breakup lines. Just the way it's just kind of mooshed together like that. I love it when they do that in books. It's something I've always kind of admired. It looks like, I can't remember who that dude is. I think it's Thor, but we're a Thor ripoff guy. Living cartoon character. Oh goodness. Drax. And is this the same Drax? Yeah, this would be the same Drax from Warlock and the Infinity Watch, which was not a 3000 book. That was like a current time Marvel book. So Drax must just live forever, I guess. Because I mean, this is supposed to be 3000 years into the future. At least. So, yeah. It is always weird when we run into characters from the current Marvel timeline, which was, what, 1991 at this point? Something like that. 91 or... Oh, we're up to 94, I guess. So yeah, 3,000 years into the future from 1994. And whenever you run into a character who exists in 94 and then is carried up into the 3000s, there's always got to be at least some explanation of what they're doing there and why. And it's not Thor, it's Hercules. That's... just realized. Looking at the pose, it's like super obvious. It's like, oh yeah, it's Hercules. Hercules clear up in this time frame. Anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy, still a fantastic book. It's one that I've always loved. Do want to flip through all of it, and we're getting rather close. I think it only ran 60 some issues, and I've got them all just sitting on my shelf over there, ready to go through. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Catch you part-timers later. Bye.